I used to do my homework by candlelight. Not because I was deep, not because I was romantic, but because we ain't had no electricity. I wasn't spiritual, not aesthetic, just broke. Oh, that kind of broke, that kind of hungry, that kind of fear. But that's what made me rich. See, pain raised me. Poverty trained me, and pressure, that's what paid me. I didn't hear about poverty, baby. I lived it. I was the kid with food stamps in my pocket praying nobody from school saw me pull it out. I knew the shame of opening up the refrigerator and seeing nothing but a jar of mustard and a prayer. I knew what it felt like to pick up the phone and not hear nothing, not even a dial tone, because we ain't pay that bill. We had evictions, and we had candles instead of lights, and I had hopes instead of heat. I was so thankful for the free lunch at school, not because I liked the food, but because if I didn't eat there, I might not eat at all. Being broke ain't just about not having no money. It's about feeling like you don't even matter. You know what really broke me? Getting evicted. Watching our things get set out on the curb like trash. No backup plan, no family to call, just public humiliation on display. That pain, that walk of shame, it changed me. Let me drop this gem for you. When you poor, even silence has a sound, and it's the sound of anxiety knocking at your front door. You want to know my memories of school? I used to get clowned for wearing no-name clothes, shoes that lit up, but not in a good way. Kids laugh, but I wasn't mad at them. I was mad at the entire world, because no matter how smart I was, I felt stuck, like I was drowning in a system that didn't give a damn whether I swam or sunk. I knew I was smarter than most kids with money. I just lacked the means to prove it. See, I didn't wear hand-me-downs. I wore don't nobody want them downs. But here go the cold truth nobody tells you. Nobody teaches the poor people how money works. Nobody teaches you about credit scores, compound interest, building business relationships with your bank, how to get a loan without a 37% APR, or that financing doesn't mean you gotta be finessed. Growing up, all I knew was payday loans, check cash in stores, rent a center, and paying bills with money orders. Let me drop this gem. Poor people don't build credit, they just survive. I didn't even know what credit utilization was. I thought APR was an adult bookstore, and I thought investing was only for rich white folks. Let me drop this gem. Nobody taught me credit, but life taught me collections. Let me tell you what it's really like to be poor. It means choosing between gas for your car and food for the refrigerator. It means eating what you can afford, not what's healthy. You ever notice how poor people who ain't got no money are often overweight? That's because fruit, that costs more than fast food. So you can get a cheeseburger for $1, but some fruit, that's $7.99. Poverty got a menu, and health ain't on it. And here's the other kicker. Poor people wear their wealth. Designer belts on layaway, Jordans with no car, and chains before savings. When you grow up with nothing, you want the world to know you finally got something, even if it's all on credit. Let me pause real quick and ask y'all this question. You ever had to use your oven just to heat your house? You ever had ketchup packets like they were snacks? You ever go to school with empty pockets but act like you wasn't hungry? Or better yet, when was your moment? When was the moment you realized, I never want to live like this again? Drop me a candle in the comments if you ever had to do your homework by candlelight. If this sounds like your story, don't just watch it, smash the like. Share your grind, partner, and tell the algorithm we ain't broke, we just getting started. See, I told myself right then and there, I will never be in a position where I depend on someone else for my peace or money again. That was my breaking point. I didn't want money for flex. I wanted it for freedom. So I learned the difference between needs and wants. I cut back. I started saving. I cut coupons. I hit happy hour for half price meals. I buy stuff on clearance. I ain't care about name brands. I cared about net worth, because I knew it's not what you wear, it's what you own. I didn't want revenge on the world. I wanted to control my life. Since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, I always had to grind. I was mowing lawns, flipping side hustles, but I knew hustling hard was only a temporary fix. Then one day I worked for a rich man, and he told me something I never forgot. He said, I would have been rich no matter what job I picked, because wealth starts with your mind. Damn. That was the moment. Yep. That was the moment I stopped chasing fast money and started chasing smart money. I started reading, learning about compound interest, learning how to invest early so I could be a millionaire while I sleep. See, your hustle makes you money, but your habits make you wealthy. Damn, that's a gem. I stopped trying to impress broke people. I saved more than I spent. I use money to create memories, not misery. Because growing up poor taught me how to stretch a dollar so far it became a boomerang. Being poor is expensive because you always pay more for less. You rent your furniture instead of buying it. You lease your car with balloon payments. You pay interest on things you can't afford just to look like you can afford. Broke people stay broke trying to look rich, and rich people stay rich trying to look broke. Damn, that's a gem. When did I think I made it? It wasn't when I got my first big check. It wasn't when I bought my first new car. It was the night I went to sleep and didn't feel anxious. The lights was on, the fridge was full, and my phone bill was paid early. See, that's what wealth really is. It's a peace of mind. Or they call me fearless, but the fear still lives in me. The fear keeps me sharp, it keeps me disciplined, it keeps me hungry. My poverty built my principles. That's why even when I get money, I don't forget the mustard sandwiches. I started from scratch and kept on scratching. That's a gem. Where you start doesn't dictate where you finish. It only dictates how bad you want it. See, there's 24 hours in a day. Your success is hiding in how you use them. So yeah, growing up poor, it taught me how to live with nothing, how to appreciate everything, and how to sacrifice for something. And most important, money is a vessel. You use money. You do not let money use you. So if you ever wondered how I became rich, I was fueled by pain, powered by shame, and driven by the memory of candles, mustard sandwich, and eviction notices. I don't want status. I wanted options, and I got them. Not because I was lucky, because I refused to let poverty become my personality. So the next time somebody calls you broke, you tell them I'm not broke, I'm in training. And trust me, I'm going to be wealthy in ways you could never measure. If you grew up with nothing but you building everything, drop a dime in the comments and tag someone who really needs this reminder. Where you start is not where you had to stay.